Hello, Kenny.
Hello.
Welcome to ComoCamp 2025.
Thank you.
Thank you for doing a workshop yesterday. You were giving a workshop on example mapping.
Yes.
I think it's a very, very brilliant concept because of its simplicity. So can you give us an elevator pitch of example mapping?
Yeah, so I always say if you want to start with collaborative modeling in the most easiest and basic way, example mapping is the way to go, because all you need to ask is, can you give me one concrete example? And you can move from there. And the goal eventually of example mapping is, of course, getting a shared understanding of your requirements, of the rules, and about the scenarios that can happen. People call it shift left in the BDD community. And it gives you the acceptance scenarios with it. So that's great. And you can, well, that's the simplest way of starting with collaborative modeling.
Okay. Do you see it more as a requirements gathering or as a design of the software?
Yes, both. It depends. In the basis, it's created, of course, for supporting behavior-driven development, which is officially getting a user story from the backlog, and then started to talk about these are the rules and these are the acceptance scenarios. However, if I, for instance, do a scenario about a cinema domain, and then a rule might be I only want adjacent seats in a row, which we modeled yesterday. It's the one I use a lot because it's fun. People can think about that. Then we start to talk about, okay, what do we mean with row? Is a row over a corridor or not? And what do we mean adjacent? Is it adjacent in the row, and what can we do? So if you're a domain-driven design practitioner, you see that concepts come up. And what I did in the past, and I've been doing for a long time, is trying to, well, get these ubiquitous language, which is the same ubiquitous language which you use in the BDD community and the DDD community. It's the same, and they need to reflect both of them. So it can model at least the domain model. And if the question is, okay, where do we actually do the acceptance criteria on, right? What's the scope of the system? That can help as well.
Okay. How widely do you see it used in the wild?
I see it used a lot. Maybe not in the strict way, and that's what I like, but talking about scenarios, you can also make a visualization, and Gojko has a good book on
Gojko Adzic?
Yeah, on specification by example, so that is roughly related to it. So you don't necessarily need to do example mapping in its form that Matt Wynne talked about and showed. I also just did visualization of what's going on in a certain situation. That's example mapping, even though we didn't use the colors and the legends, but the concept was the same. And that's what I see people already doing a lot. It's used a lot in refinements, but never visualized. And the moment you start to visualizing and construct it in the way example mapping constructs it with scenarios and the rules, that changes the entire situation, in my opinion.
You have written a book together with others on collaborative software design, if I remember the title correctly.
Yes.
So is example mapping also featured in your book?
Yes. So our book is not about the tools, but we showcase some of the tools, we use the tools. It's about really the facilitation part of collaborative modeling. As you can expect, if you put people into a room, the problem is always humans, as we say, right? They need to collaborate because it's collaborative modeling. So a lot can go wrong. But to do that and to show them, okay, this is what can go wrong in a collaborative modeling session, we use a few of the tools we use the most. So business model canvas, event storming, example mapping, domain storytelling, a little bit of user story mapping, wordly mapping is all in there, but very short because there's already great content about that. So the book is not about the tools, the book is about how to facilitate with these tools.
Thank you. It was great to have you here. I hope you will return for next year's ComoCamp.
Yeah, I want to, definitely. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
See you next year.
See you next year.